Tom Walker and Just You and I, and starting off this edition of the show, Mary Clayton with Yes. Welcome to Black Country Matters with me, Paul Collins. In the first hour, we're joined in the studio by Tom Doyle from Vantage Education, and later in the local music hour from 3, we'll be joined in the studio by local musician Patrick James Evans. So welcome, Tom Doyle.
Hi, hello.
Welcome back, Tom Doyle.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, 2 years since I was
2
last
years
here.
since you were last year, and goodness knows how many years since you first came on.
Exactly. Yeah.
What you do has developed so much, because when you first came on, it was about teaching and training in photography and imaging in schools.
Yeah, many years ago. Yeah, sure. So initially through the first business that we started 15 years ago. 15 years now. Imaging Partnership, which was amalgamating visual arts or creative arts in with STEM subjects. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that's still going, incidentally. Yeah, that's still going strong, and love to talk to you more about that. But so since that time, since certainly I last saw you 2 years ago, we've launched this new initiative, new separate business, which is much more aligned with AI, personalised AI learning and education. Yeah. Okay,
so there's 4 basic strands to what you do, and then we can talk a bit more detail about some of them. First one is called Neuro Headway. Now, I think you would, that was not so well developed last time.
So Neuro Headway is the work that we have been doing since 2016 in schools, predominantly primary schools. We started with Key Stage 2 pupils in neuroscience, or neuroeducation, as it's correct term, neuroscience, and so we were working first with teachers and then later with pupils in helping with emotional cognition tools and many other different types of neuroscience-based applications to help to accelerate pupils' learning in subjects that they were struggling with or that they'd become disengaged with primarily. Yeah, that's how that started. And then since that time, through Vantage Education, which is our other business, our other strand, if you like, which has been the work predominantly within creating unique, we tried to make it unique anyway, enrichment experiences for students. So one cascades into the other is really what I'm saying. Yeah. So it started with all those years ago with Imaging Partnership within the creative arts or visual arts space, and then things moved quite swiftly onto other areas. Yeah.
And there's another one called Actualise Learning as well.
Yeah, that's right. So we launched that September 2023. So after I last saw you, and that's the work that I've been primarily involved with since that time. So, as I'm sure everybody, all of your listeners, are very acutely aware of AI, its ever-presence. We do a lot of work within artificial intelligence, within an educational. Within the educational sphere, basically within utilising both virtual and hardware-based applications, neuroscience applications, and then we bring that to the work that historically we've been doing with the other businesses to create a more immersive and more comprehensive aspect for all pupils and for teachers as well.
Excellent. That's a very good introduction to what we're going to be talking about. We'll go on to talk about unique experiences in a moment or two. That will be after these.
Black Country Radio. Struggling to stay in work because of your health, or need support getting back into employment? WorkWell is a free NHS service funded by the UK government, supporting people with health conditions and disabilities to find or retain employment to boost their well-being. We provide early intervention, one-to-one support, advice and guidance tailored to your needs by helping you manage your health at work, supporting you with finding new employment or collaborating with your employer to create a workplace that supports your needs. Don't struggle alone. WorkWell is here for you. Find out more and self-refer today at www.blackcountryhealthcare.nhs.uk/workwell.
If you're talking rubbish, talk to MT Skips on 01384 240 956. They've got skips in all sizes, from a 2-yard to a 40-yard roll-on, roll-off, all ready for immediate delivery at prices your core beat, starting from just £140. It's dead easy. You fill them, they empty them. So get on the blower and call 01384 240 956 and stop talking rubbish. They'll even wait while you load it. So keep it local and call MT Skips on 01384 240 956.
Ready for a last-minute escape?
Hey, it's travel. Nobody offers
offers you more.
Hayes Travel have incredible late deals available right now at your local branch. From beach breaks to city escapes, we'll help you book a great holiday at a price that suits your budget. Plus, you could win a £250 travel voucher. Come see us in Aldridge, Walsall, Sutton Coldfield, Oldbury, Wolverhampton, Stourbridge, Halesowen or Northfield and enter our free competition for your chance to win. Nobody offers you more. It's what we do at Hayes Travel.
Hi, Sue. You okay?
Hi, Helen. Well, to be honest, I'm not feeling too good.
Why? What's the matter?
It must be the weather. I feel so hot and bothered all the time.
Ooh. Sounds like you need to get yourself down to Dudley MOT Centre.
Is your car feeling the heat this summer? Then get it down to Dudley MOT Centre for a summer health and air conditioning check and make driving cool again. Call 01384 257 747 or pop in and see Mike and the team at Dudley MOT Centre, Shore Road, Dudley.
If you enjoy Northern Soul music, then take a listen to Gary Edwards every Sunday on Black Country Radio.
It's all about you, Black Country Radio. Oh, you're gonna take me home tonight. Oh, down beside that red firelight. Oh, you're gonna let it all hang out. Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round. Just a skinny lad, never knew no good from bad, but I knew life before I left my nursery. Left alone with big fat fatty, she was such a naughty natty. Hey, big woman, you made a bad boy out of me. Hey, hey. I've been singing with my band. The wire across the lane. I've seen every blue-eyed floozy on the way. Hey, but their beauty and their style were kind of smooth after a while. Take me to their dirty ladies every time. Come on. Oh, won't you take me home tonight? Oh, down beside your
Sarah Queen and Fat Bottom Girls, Paul Collins, Black Country Matters, local music hour coming up at 3 o'clock. Guest in the studio at the moment, Tom Doyle from Vantage Education. We had a nice introduction from Tom just before that with the topics that we're going to be talking about. And Tom's identified 4 things he wants to talk about in a little bit more detail. The first one is unique experiences. So,
as we refer to them, sure.
So tell us what that means, because I mean, by definition, every experience is unique.
Well, yeah, of course, it would be curated that way. Yeah, so as a natural, organic process or a progression from the work that we had been doing through both Imaging Partnership and actually Vantage, one of the repeated questions that we kept getting from teachers, and parents for that matter, were to be an extension of the work that we were doing either as extracurricular or as enrichment sessions. So, for example, if we were linking it to something that we were delivering with the teachers and the parents and the pupils in with a curriculum subject. So if we're doing, for example, something, let's say on mental health and well-being and mindfulness, so we'd link that with a practical enrichment subject that the pupils wouldn't normally undertake at school, like, for example, chocolate making.
Oh, okay.
Okay, or something like that, or Italian bread making, or something like that. And so that's originally how that started, from those requests. And then as a natural progression, what we've done is that we've provided similar somewhat, if I can, to more of the process that Airbnb have been doing that historically. In recent weeks or months, Airbnb have launched I think they refer to it as not unique experiences, but classical experiences, where if you're going to stay in an Airbnb, you can also organise for something that they're doing there already. And so it's a similar sort of thing in that with what pupils are already doing with us, they can have an extension based particularly in the curriculum subjects. So it doesn't have to be obviously mental health and well-being, it could be in history. So a history link for that example would be something like how chocolate is made through cacao production, in Mayan and Aztecs. And so we're just linking curriculum subjects with enrichment subjects together in unison. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah. So it's been a really fun exercise, and as you can imagine, the list of menu of experiences that we can offer for schools is really big. You've got all the curriculum subjects, and then from that, if we're working with, let's say, international schools versus much smaller schools, then they will have different requirements. And so we're basically partitioning the types of experiences that they haven't had already that we'd like to provide, and linking that in with a curriculum subject that's of interest as well. And obviously parents, put forward their opinions and their thoughts on that as well. So it's been an amalgamation of those two things to then provide something that really is really bespoke and customised. That's not something that's normally undertaken in the curriculum.
So the demand for these comes from people you're already working with?
It is, yeah, it has. It really has been an organic process for sure. Yeah, no question. The thing as well is that, and a lot of it comes down to logistics. If the school would like something in school, that's actually much easier for us to facilitate, because we have a large network of facilitators that go in on our behalf and do that, and have done for many, many years. When a school would like something off-site, outside of the school, then it's our role to provide the logistics and the formatting for that to make it a seamless progression, for the number of students and the teachers participating as well.
And I suppose for every one of the individual packages that you design, you've then got that and a facilitator who can deliver it if it's needed elsewhere. Yeah,
you bet. Yeah, that's correct. That's right. Yeah, it really does have to be a customised experience for each school. And it also has to dovetail in with what they're about to undertake in the curriculum, or at least close to it. Because what we want to do is work with teachers arm in arm in helping them make their life easier, and also simultaneously provide something that the pupils wouldn't normally have access to, whether at school or at home.
How do you make sure that everything is in place for the unique experience? You mentioned the chocolate making
as an example. Sure.
Presumably, there's a need for chocolate, cocoa powder.
Sure, all the ingredients.
The ingredients and the mixing bowls, and how do you make sure all that's in place?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, if we're delivering the sessions in school, then naturally our facilitators would normally bring those items in, but needless to say, you would have to have all of the consent from parent and guardians about allergies and all those things. There's a whole process, critical path involved with that. But we've been doing that a long time now, so we're it's a tried and tested process. But if they're doing off-site, so going back to the chocolate making example, that obviously has to fit in with a curriculum link, and then simultaneously, if they're if the pupils are doing an activity that that warrants them, with logistics wise anyway, going off site and doing that at a venue, then we're involved with that as well. But that's much more of a process by which we'd like to provide an in-school experience first, if we can, and if the school allows that, and then we have that off-site experience as well as a final.
How do these fit into the school timetable? Are these outside of the school hours, or are they?
Yeah, very often. Yeah, I mean, it is a case-by-case basis. So some schools need to have it during the mornings for various reasons, if it slots in, or if they've got designated time slots during a week on a specific day, then that's fine. Also on alternative weeks, we are adaptable to that. Yeah, and that's also another thing as well, Paul, is that we have to be really, we do have to be nimble and adaptive to.
I was thinking that. That's why I asked the question. Really.
Yeah. Flexible is key. Yeah,
because you need to have more flexibility than the schools have got in terms of the slots that are available.
Yes, and like I keep on saying, the curriculum links have to be there all the time in order for that to dovetail with what they're doing. So it has to be a package by which the teachers, because they're obviously busy people, they're planning all of their lessons, and then we have to do our part in the logistics and the planning and everything in between to make that a seamless experience. Yeah, but I mean, I mentioned chocolate making just as one example. There are many others.
I think it's a good example because people can get their heads around what might be involved in that. Some of the other things might be a bit harder to explain.
Yes, which obviously I can do. Yeah, naturally. But let's say just very quickly, if we just say as an example, aerospace, then. Obviously that's a science subject, so you would link aerospace in perhaps with an excursion and an experience off-site, or you could obviously bring that to the school with other resources, which we'd bring in, which I can talk to you about next, about the neurotechnology side of things.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, it's a reasonable point to stop. We should talk more to my special guest Tom Doyle in a moment or two here on Black Country Matters.
This is the life. I saw they keep telling me I'm feather light, so high they don't ever see that everything is nothing till I'm loving you again. You're the reason I believe your love is common sense. Coming home to you, I'm flying over continents. Nothing can compare. I'm not me when you ain't there. I'm down on my knees. I can't tell my soul another word like I could replace your love in no time. Nothing to me. I'm all that I need. Don't worry, my baby, I'll be just fine. Oh, there goes another little white lie I'll never believe. I would climb the walls of your love, build it back to glory from the ground up. Made it through the wreckage and we found us like diamonds unturned. I don't know what I've been waiting for. Life isn't everything that I thought. In the back of my mind I'm at your front door, and that makes me want you more. I'm down on my knees. I can't tell my soul another white lie like I could replace your love in no time. Nothing to me. I'm all that I need. Don't worry, my baby, I'll be just fine. Oh, there goes another little white lie I'll never I can't tell my soul another white lie like I could replace your love in no time. Nothing to me.
Sam Ryder with White Lies. Paul Collins, Black Country Matters, local music hour in a moment or two.
Black Country Radio.
If you're talking rubbish, talk to MT Skips on 01384 240 956. They've got skips in all sizes, from a 2-yard to a 40-yard roll-on, roll-off, all ready for immediate delivery at prices your core beat, starting from just £140. It's dead easy. You fill them, they empty them. So get on the blower and call 01384 240 956 and stop talking rubbish. They'll even wait while you load it. So keep it local and call MT Skips on 01384 240 956.
If you're looking for that perfect holiday home, then it's time you discovered Hillendale Caravan Parks. With 8 beautiful, award-winning and dog-friendly parks located across Worcestershire, Shropshire and Mid-Wales, you'll find a wide range of new and pre-owned holiday homes available for purchase. Prices start from under £20,000 and with pitch fees and insurance included until April 2026 and 0% finance available, your perfect Hillendale holiday home could be closer than you think. So to find your dream home from home, visit hillendale.co.uk.
I'd been tasked to get to the naked truth about successful local advertising.
Are you peeping, Tom?
Sadly, it wasn't in there. So I pulled out my pencil to draw my own conclusions. It was broken. Yes, it was pointless. Then it hit me. Advertising on this local radio station's the answer. It's low cost, effective, and memorable.
To advertise here on Black Country Radio, click on blackcountryradio.co.uk, then advertise.
Come up and see me sometime.
Case closed.
Your journey to an exciting career starts here with West Midlands Metro. We're expanding, connecting more communities than ever before. That means new stops, fresh opportunities, and exciting beginnings for passionate people just like you. Whether you thrive on the front line or excel behind the scenes, we've got the role to help elevate your career. Ready to take the next step? Search careers.westmidlandsmetro.com today.
Black Country Breakfast, weekdays when you wake up.
Jesse J before that, by the way, and Domino. So there you go.
Have you been on the funny pills again?
Why? What have I done now?
Domino.
Black Country Breakfast. Back tomorrow morning from 7.
It's all about you. Black Country Radio.
My life is brilliant. Brilliant, my love is pure. I saw an angel, of that I'm sure. She smiled at me on the subway. She was with another man, but I won't lose no sleep on that, 'cause I've got a plan. You're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. It's true. I saw your face in a crowded place, and I don't know what to do, 'cause I'll never be with you.
James Blunt, and you're beautiful. Welcome back to Black Country Matters here on Black Country Radio with me, Paul Collins. We've been joined in the studio for the first hour of the show by Tom Doyle from Vantage Education. We're looking at the various... Are we calling them packages? What are we calling them that you offer?
Yeah, sure we can. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Packages, services, initiatives.
Services, packages. Yeah, get the right terminology.
Yeah. That's fine.
Tailored neurotechnology is the next one that we need to talk about.
It is,
it's a
yes.
fascinating title.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Long days and short nights for me. Yeah. So, again, since the last time I saw you 2 years ago, we just started doing this in the schools and through the launch of Actualise Learning, which is our sister company.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the work that we've been doing. So they're both virtual and there's virtual neurotechnology and then there's in-person neurotechnology, which obviously I'll talk about both. But ostensibly, the work that we have been doing with schools, we work with teachers first and foremost working with us in collaboration for their pupils, particularly pupils that are, for whatever reason, numerous reasons, have been left behind in terms of the subjects that they're not meeting those particular benchmarks in. And so we therefore, and this has come about, like most things that we've been doing in the past, from feedback from teachers, and so we've been needing to provide the virtual neurotechnology by which we undertake we don't call them tests, but we undertake a lot of different types of assessments with the pupils to understand their specific benchmarks.
Kind of baseline measurement.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cognitive enhancement tools, we refer to them as. And so therefore what we do is that we put together those stats, those statistics, and then we use various software to make that much more tenable for us and the parents, so that then we can put together dedicated specific learning pathways for each child. And we do that, like I say, through either virtual neurotechnology, that's through apps, for example, various apps, or other pieces of software or physical devices as well.
So when you do it through an app, do the pupils themselves do that, or do they do it in conjunction with their parents, or do they do it with one of your facilitators?
Well, they can do it through either. I mean, the facilitators that we have, when they're working with the school, they would do that obviously in a sort of a closer proximity with the school teachers in advance. That's not to say that they don't necessarily need to have one of our facilitators do that. It's really whatever the school would prefer. And like I mentioned earlier, Paul, about the marriage between the curriculum subjects and the unique experiences, the neurotech side of things actually falls out of that as well. In other words, if they don't have to have necessarily a quote-unquote unique experience, but the neuroscience of it works really well, because if they're not, for whatever reason, doing the experience, whether that's off-site or in school, then this is a good alternative, because it's more of a direct link to what they're about to do in the curriculum.
Do you find that the unique experiences, do they kind of make the pupils remember things?
Recall.
Better? Because they can associate it. Oh, that was the time I had the fun making that chocolate. That's the time I
right, yeah.
Is it that making those sort of links as well?
Yeah, so there are a lot of cross-curricular links, absolutely. And the enhancement tools, they have to be, like I keep on saying, because they are curriculum linked, therefore it can go off in different directions based on pupil interest. So it's pupil-led interest, as we refer to it as. Therefore, obviously the teachers do have a bearing as to what they would like to see happen. If they've got 30 pupils, as they usually do in a class, then there will be a percentage of those pupils that would need help in very specific ways on topics based on their learning styles and their learning aptitudes, which we put, this is what I go back to having the tests on. So we amalgamate all that data as through software and through apps to provide these other different types of enhancement tools to get them back to meeting those benchmarks, yeah. But we don't, like I say, the enrichment experiences can form a part of that as well if the schools prefer that, yeah.
Okay. Tailored logistics.
Oh, yes, yeah, sure. So that's something quite different. So we mainly work with international schools or independent schools on that. And so it's different in the sense that and this is where our relationship with a school is vital. So a school often say to us that they need help, assistance on specific areas, usually outside of the curriculum, that they don't have information on, they don't have expertise in, that they need guidance on us providing. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it could be on facilitation, or it can be, but it's more to do with how do we get product A to school B in a very specific timeline that suits or appeases the pupils in that particular curriculum subject, and also it just so happens that the Neurotech side of things works into that as well, because there's a lot of metrics and baseline tests that we do. So whether that's new information books or whether that's actual software or whether that's hardware, we're involved with that. Yeah, sure. But it's very much on a case by case basis. Yeah.
How big is the operation? I mean, in terms of, it's a nationwide?
Yeah, very well. Yeah, so we work. Well, we started obviously here in the UK, and then all those years ago. So we work across Europe and other countries as well. Yeah, so there are lots of many schools in different countries that we work with.
So have you got a figure in your head of the number of facilitators you've got?
Sure. Yeah. So here in the UK, obviously that includes Northern Ireland. So we have, in terms of facilitators, close to 200, and then overseas, obviously it's larger, depending on the country that we're working with. So let's say in France, it's a similar sort of number of facilitators. In Portugal, it would be lower because obviously it's a smaller catchment area of schools. Yeah, but they all have different disciplines, different backgrounds.
Will a lot of them have a background in teaching in any case?
Mostly, yes. They don't necessarily have to.
They don't have to.
Although, obviously, of course, going into schools, they will have that by virtue of the fact working with us. But their background pertains to the very thing that the school needs at that time. So it's hyper localized, sort of just in time logistics, coupled with the actual neurotechnology side of things as well. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. How? We ask you this question each time, but how do you maintain standards and quality when you're getting things delivered, at arm's length?
Yeah, it's a rigorous process.
Do you train the people?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have to. Absolutely. Yeah, we do put them through a lot of training, as you'd expect. As you just mentioned, if practitioners work with us who don't have a teaching background, it's not paramount. There's a lot of training that we have to undertake regularly because we work with so many schools, usually on a termly basis, and a term is very often 12 weeks. Sometimes it's 6 weeks at a time. So it's every half term. Every 6 weeks, I should say. Then we're putting them through new sets of tests. I don't like to keep saying that word really, but it's a type of barometer whereby we can see the feedback from the teachers and the pupils, coupled with their existing experience of a practitioner and what new information they need to undertake.
But I think it's understandable you do need some sort of measurement that shows the effect of what you're providing.
No question.
Don't you?
Sure. And that changes.
Over and above anecdotal.
Yeah, the KPIs, the key performance indicators, as we refer to them. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So that they have to change every 6 weeks, usually 6 weeks anyway. And when they do change, that does have a knock-on domino effect with lots of other types of applications that we use in the classroom. So forgetting aside the fact we haven't talked about this, about the actual safeguarding procedures that we have to undertake as well.
Well, I was kind of assuming that people going into schools would have to...
Of course, sure. So that's sort of priority number one, if you like. Yeah, so we have to do that first before we do any additional training.
I mean, they have to have basic DBS and all that.
You bet.
Stuff and various other things, and be aware. And I presume... Although most schools will have policies, different schools will have differing policies as well. So
they do. They do. They do. I mean, we're very accustomed to sort of marching to the sound of their drum in terms of what they need, not just from requirements, but also their safeguarding requirements as well. But for the most part, it's one school is fairly similar to the other. It's just how strenuous that needs to be. But going back to your question, there's a lot of that, and that's developed over the years. So with Actualise Learning, which has been just over 2 years now, that's only sort of magnified the types of experiences that we want the pupils to have.
One final question before we pause for a moment.
Sure.
Presumably also the people going out there, the facilitators, they can feed back to you what's working well and what's not working well?
Yeah, in real time. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So we use that as a device, as a mechanism, as an engine to then propel the other types of services that we can offer, not just to that particular school.
But I mean also in the particular thing they're delivering, to tweak it?
Yeah, so there's a lot of that. Yeah, as you can imagine, it's sort of a modulated experience. Yeah, and that's ultimately what teachers and parents need as well. So it's quite challenging, it's quite a difficult, tricky thing.
You've got a lot of plate spinning.
It's hard. It's really difficult. I don't mind me saying it. Yeah, it is difficult.
No. Tom, thank you very much for the moment. Got a couple of other topics to talk about with Tom in a moment or two. Paul Collins, Black Country Matters, here on Black Country Radio.
Black Country Radio.
Finding it hard to stay in work due to your health? Or need support getting back into employment? You're not alone. WorkWell is a free NHS service funded by the UK government that helps people with health conditions and disabilities find or stay in work. Because employment plays a key role in well-being. We offer one-to-one support, advice and guidance, whether it's managing your health at work, finding new job opportunities or working with your employer to create a supportive workplace. You don't have to face this alone. WorkWell is here to help. Find out more and self-refer today at www.blackcountryhealthcare.nhs.uk/workwell.
The Cornish Pasty Box on Bradley Road, Starbridge, bake genuine, handmade Cornish pasties and gourmet sausage rolls Monday to Saturday. Plus, they supply frozen and unbaked pasties and more for simple home baking. They have a huge range of varieties and sizes, including traditional Cornish, steak and ale, lamb and mint, steak and Stilton, cauliflower, cheese and broccoli, plus vegetarian, vegan and gluten-free options. Handmade in the heart of Cornwall by pasty makers with over 50 years experience. Then baked and served fresh from the oven in Starbridge, 6 days a week. Visit thecornishpastybox.co.uk to find out more and to place your order, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. Don't be nasty. Come buy our pasty. thecornishpastybox.co.uk.
Get ready for the most vibrant celebration of the summer. Black Country Multicultural Day returns for our 5th year to Summer Square in Hales Owen on Saturday the 19th of July from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. With a full day of live music, variety performances and culturally rich fun for the entire family, there is something for everyone at Black Country Multicultural Day 2025. Go to bcmdcultural.com for more information on how you could be part of this extra special day. Black Country Multicultural Day. Unity in the community.
Mistakes happen. But if a mistake is made by a medical professional and that mistake leads to an injury being suffered, speak to Waldron's Solicitors. Their medical negligence team can help you recover compensation, find out what happened and make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else. Waldron's Solicitors are here to help. When the future is uncertain, be sure of Waldron's Solicitors. Call 01384 811 811 or go to waldrons.co.uk.
If you enjoy your love songs, join me, Steve Kennedy, every Thursday evening between 9 and 11 for 2 hours of romantic love songs. Music from the past to the present. Why not get in touch and pick a song for your loved one? And I'll do the rest for you. I look forward to your company with Romantica here on Black Country Radio.
It's all about you, Black Country Radio.
Country Matters with Paul Collins.
Met her late in the summer, asked her name and a number. She said, whoa, 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 let's take it slow. That stolen kiss by the river made me shake, made me shiver. Down to my bones, said I need you more. And I swore that I'd never fall in love again. But when you talk like this and you look like that, I feel like gold. Electric love is running from my head to my toes. Addicted to this feeling and I won't let it go. You fell right out the sky, right out the blue. Oh, I feel like gold. Electric love is running from my head to my toes. Addicted to this feeling and I won't let it go. You fell right out the sky, right out the blue. And I found it so hard I might break the ground. Did it feel like this when you left the clouds? And I spoke to God and he told me how that an angel lost is a lover found. I spent half my life begging on my knees for a girl like you to want a guy like me. And it feels so good I could barely breathe, but I need my breath back just to tell you that I
Imagine if the song just like stopped and then came back in like.
feel like gold. Electric love is running from my head to my toes. Addicted to this feeling and I won't let it go. You fell right out the sky, right out the blue. I feel like gold. Electric love is running from my head to my toes. Addicted to this feeling and I won't let it go. You fell right out the sky, right out the blue. I feel like gold. Electric love is running from my head to
Mars Smith with Gold, and before that Beverly Knight with Mama Used to Say. Welcome back to Black Country Matters here on Black Country Radio with me, Paul Collins. My guest in the first hour has been Tom Doyle from Vantage Education. A couple of final points. Bespoke services is what we want to talk about next, but in many senses what you offer, they are kind of individually tailored in any case. So what's the difference between what you already do and a bespoke service?
Yeah, so the bespoke services, we refer to them as that. Fundamentally, the work that we do, particularly with special needs schools, we haven't talked about that yet as well. No, yeah, SEN schools. When we work with a special needs school, depending on the type of environment that we're working with, and obviously by virtue of the fact that the learning environment is smaller in terms of the smaller number of students, is what I mean. What we look at is the types of experiences that the teachers would like the students to have, again, that they haven't had before. The bespoke nature of it comes into effect that the tech involved obviously has to relate to the very situation that they're finding themselves in if they can't advance further in the curriculum. So, for example, if we're working with a set of students that are visually impaired, if they're already in a special needs school, they'll have a lot of the capabilities in the classroom, for example. So that's great. That's terrific. What we do is that when we're working with those smaller numbers of students, is that with the teachers as well, we want to provide these bespoke services on a per individual basis. So if we've got 8 students in a class and we've got 1 or 2 of our own facilitators, then we spend time with each, we work with them collectively as a group, and then we have one-to-one sessions with them, and then coupled with the technology that we have, we marry those two together. So it just become actually more immersive, more comprehensive by virtue of the fact that they're smaller students, smaller group sizes.
Sizes.
Yeah.
The final thing you wanted to talk about is that you work to some extent to address the shortages of teachers at the moment.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, huge. Yeah, it's in the news quite a lot. You may have seen it already. Mm-hmm. So it's another avenue that we're obviously we're aware of that, and the thing of it is that whichever school we work with, it tends to be with the smaller primary schools that this is affected mostly. Not all, of course. So consequently, forgetting aside the technology side of things, is how if we're providing a pathway, going back to the neuro headway aspect, if we're providing a pathway for the personalised learning environments that we invite pupils to be a part of, the lack of teachers, there are obviously still teachers teaching, it's just that the support that they're experiencing by not having, let's say, teaching assistants in the classroom is just making things a lot more challenging for teachers to appease and to work with all numbers of pupils. So if we're working with a group of, say, 30 pupils, then now more than ever we actually end up working with a smaller cohort of that 30, if that makes sense, in order to work with that class teacher on the other pupils that are not able to either meet those specific benchmarks, and or if we're working with pupils that are ahead, so to speak, of what the benchmarks are as well.
Okay, Tom, sorry, we've run out of time. Thank you very much indeed. Fascinating as always. You can find out more about what Tom does on vantage-edu.com.
That's right,
correct,
yeah.
isn't it?
That's correct,
Excellent.
yeah. Got it in one. Yeah.
Paul Collins, Black Country Matters on Black Country Radio, going for the local news headlines. When we come back, it's the local music hour with our live guest in the studio, Patrick James Evans. And also we're having a recap of the people who've appeared on the local music hour over the last 4 weeks. So as I say, that's all coming up in a moment or two after these headlines.